Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a puzzle that looks quite cool. It's called Roadblocks by James Sinclair, and really it was the graphics of it and the placement of all the clues that kind of attracted me to it. So let's take a look at our rules and see if we can get this thing figured out. So we have normal Sudoku rules apply, and all clues are standard. So okay, normal Sudoku rules, every row, every column, every 3 by 3 box contains the digits 1 through 9 once each. German whispers along green lines, digits must differ from their neighbor by at least 5. So whatever this digit is, this one has to be just 5 away from it, and that has to continue all along each of these German whisper lines, which are fairly long. Then we've got digits in cells separated by a V summed to 5. So any of these V clues just means the two digits, when you add them together, equal 5. Digits in cells separated by an X summed to 10. Same concept. All of these X clues, when you add those two digits together, must sum to 10. Digits in cells with a shaded square must be even. Okay, so all of these square shade guys must be even digits. And digits in cells with a shaded circle must be odd. So the opposite here, these are all odd digits. And find more puzzle like this at artisanalsudoku.com. If you wish to go to that website, go right ahead. And that's it. Those are our rules. There are a few rule sets, I guess. Nothing really complicated like that. So let's see if we can figure out what the heck we have to do to solve this thing. And where, oh where, would be a good place to start. Now, noticing that all of these are odds and evens is a bit like, it looks like it would be useful. Is it, though? The squares are even. Okay, let's put these in so we can take a look and see if there's anything sticking out that would say one way or another that we have issues with any thing. Okay, that is kind of interesting. So along this German whisper, all of the digits that are on it must differ by 5 to their adjacent neighbors. Well, if these are all even on this German whisper, there's no way we can ever put a 4 on this particular German whisper, because it has to be next to a 9, but we can't use an odd digit of a 9. And we can never have a 6 on this German whisper either, because all of the adjacent digits would have to be a 1. Again, that's odd. So there's no 4 or 6. So we just have this big slew of 2 8s doing their thing. We can get rid of our 2s and 8s here. Now, are we going to have something similar with odds? Now, there are more odd numbers than even numbers, so this may not be quite as fruitful. We know that these are 4s and 6s. They're on a German whisper, and the only digits that go to 4s and 6s are 9s and 1s, as we previously stated. So therefore, these can never be 3 5s and 7s. I don't know that all of these marks are really going to be super useful at the moment. So I'm going to get rid of them for a second, just to declutter our world. Okay, so there actually is something looking at these, particularly here. Well, is that true? Yeah, because so we either have a 4-9 situation or we have a 6-1 situation. So one way or the other, we have a 1 or a 4 in here. Now that's looking at a 5 clue. There's only 2 ways to make a 5 clue. It's either 2-3 or 1-4. Well, we can never put a 1 or a 4 here because of this situation. So this has to be a 2-3 type of joint. And this one up here just straight up looks at a 2-8. So this has to be a 1-4. Now we can take our X clue and extrapolate that to say these have to be from 6 and 9 here. Nothing seems to necessarily conflict with that, and this would have to be from 7 and 8 because it has to go with a 2 or a 3. Again, nothing seems to quite conflict there. Now, can we do anything further with the V's, or are we kind of just at a crossroads until we figure out what's going on with the rest of this? Or are we going to have to get into maybe our 10 clues? But that's kind of squirrely because we have multiple options I think we can put into these. I mean, we know we can't do 1-9 because that would break this. We can't do 2-8 because it would break this. But we still have 7-3. Well, no, we can't do 6-4 either. So this just has to be 7-3. Is that accurate? 9-1, 2-8, 7-3, and 6-4. That is accurate. This is 3-7, and this is going to be the exact same thing. So this is 3-7. This is a 3-7. That forces this to be an 8. So therefore, this has to be 2-3 this way. That's going to give us our 7 and our 3. This 8 is going to give us our 2 and our 8. And now we know how these work, which ones are the lows. So we know on a German whisper, we alternate between low and high. So if this is low, all of these must also be the low. All of these must be the highs. This 1-4, now we can also look down here and say this has to be a 6 because it can't be a 4. And this therefore has to be a 1 because that's the only digit that goes with that 6, as we stated. Did we have anything else just yet? Not really. So what do we have down here? This has to either be 5 or 9, and it clearly can't be 5 because you can't put a 5 on a German whisper. This has to be an odd digit, the only odd digits left. We have 1, 3, and 7 already taken, our 5 and 9, so this is 9. And these two digits are going to end up being 4 and 5, which doesn't interact with anything just yet, but that is what it is. Now I'm wondering if we can kind of go down the line on some of these odd digits and figure out what is a possibility on some of these, because we know now what the highs and lows are again. So all of these are, we can just take that into account. Every other digit is going to be a low digit because this is a 1. We can go the opposite way with highs if we wanted to, but this falls into the low digit category. So therefore this must be a 4, and therefore this must be a 9. And that 4 sees our 1 and a 4, so that gets our 1-4, and this has to be 9. Now can we go along this guy? We know these are all odd, low digits. So they are from 1 and 3. This 3 sees this one, so this is a 1. This 1 sees this one, so this is a 3. That then gives us a 1. This guy sees the 3-7, so it's a 1. Good. Now we know these are all odd high digits, so they have to be from 7 or 9. Can't be 5, of course. This sees a 9, so this is 7. There's a 3 here, so this cannot be 7. We can also have a 7 over here to prove that, so this is 9. This 7, 9, we do not know right now what it is. And now we have a bunch of information that we can probably just continue into our last remaining couple of clues to figure things out. So what is this 5 clue? Well, it can't be 2, 3, so it must be 1, 4. And there is not a 1 or 4 looking at it just yet. The 10 clue we can't quite figure out, I don't think. It seems like there's too many options here, but maybe that's not entirely true. It can't be 1, 9. It can't be 2, 8. And it can't be 6, 4. So actually we can say this is a 7, 3. Strikingly like how we figured this one out. Now that 3, 7 is not quite seeing anything just yet, so we have to continue to look around to find something else. This has to be from 5 and 6. There is nothing looking at it just yet. So I think we might be into just base Sudoku territory now. Let's take a look and see if that's the case. So ones. Okay, here we go. Ones can't be in any of these. This one can't be 1 because there's a 1, 4 looking at it. So this is a 1. But that still leaves a X-wing of 1s here. Oop, didn't mean to hit that. 1s here. Can't be any of these, so this is 1. Yep, and that leaves our X-wing for 1s. 2s now. These must all be pretty much set. Yeah, this has to be a 2. What do we have left? This must be a 2. I think that's all of them. Nope, I missed one. Down here. This guy's got to be a 2. So let's just roll through all these. I think we're going to find these come out quite well. 3s can't be in any of these, so this is a 3. 3s can't be in any of these, so one of these is a 3. Not quite as finalized as I thought it might be. Let's just move on. 4s, I can't really do, well, I can do something with. 4 can't go in any of these, and then this 1, 4 here says it can't be there, so this must be a 4. And we can rule out all of these being 4s, so this is a 4. One of these two is a 4. One of those two is a 4, so that's not going to get me any further. We don't have any 5s in the grid yet, but that's fine. We only have that 1, 6. Doesn't do much for us. Let's try some of these other digits that we might have a little bit more information on. 7s, so we got 3, 7 pairs here, so none of these can be 7, so this is another 3, 7 pair. Let's get rid of that. Now we can tell what this is. This 3, 7 sees this guy, so this is 9. Now, granted, that doesn't do a whole lot for us, but can we finalize any of these in this row? Because we have quite a few of these already set now. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, and 9. So we have to find a place for a 5, which can go anywhere. A place for a 6, which can go anywhere. And then an 8, which can go in a couple of places. So that did not do anything. Okay, let's continue then with our Sudoku. Let's see what, if anything, comes of it. What about 8s? There seems to be a lot of 8s on the board. Yes, let's put 8 here. Let's put 8 here. Let's put 8 here. And that leaves us with this being an 8. So 8s are all done now. And let's try our 9s just to see if we can finish this. Yes, this has to be 9. This has to be 9. None of these can be 9, so this is 9. And we are therefore left with this being a 9. And that's all the 9s. Okay, now that we've got that all down, we should be able to finish this, I think. I hope. We have to put a 5 and a 6 in these guys. Nothing doing. These have to be 5s and 6s. Again, nothing doing. This has to be from 4 and 7, and that's not solved yet. These guys are 5s and 6s. We're going to have a lot of 5s and 6s because we don't really have anything going with those. So we may end up having this little 6 here do something for us. It does, because we have to put a 6 in one of these. So therefore, we're going to start setting off our 5s and 6s. And 5 and 6 and 5 and 6. That 5 is going to give us our 4 and our 5. So this should start opening a lot of things up now. That has to be 7 and 4. Okay, yeah, we can continue with our Sudoku now. It looks like this is giving up the goose. This is 4. I think that's all of our 4s now. Yes. So let's just run through it all. Our 1s now. This has to be 1. So I think our 1s are going to be completed. Yes, this forces this to be 6. This is a given digit of what? 5. So we can get 6 and 5. Those didn't do too much, but this is a given digit of 6. These two must be from 7 and 5. We do have a 5, so let's put that in. 7 and 5 is going to give us our 3 and our 7. We're going to have some given digits up here at the top. This has to be 3. This has to be 6. These two digits have to be from 5 and 7. Again, we have a 5, so 5 and 7. That 7 gives us our 3 and our 7. This is going to be a given of a 3, and that'll force our 3, 7 pairs here. This is a given 5, and we look like we are pretty much done here. So what are these last two? 6 and 7. And there we go. Yay, congrats. That was quite an easy one to figure out once you get going on it. Doesn't make it any less wonderful because that was very fun Sudoku to solve. It was kind of like a gas type of puzzle, essentially. Did it in 14 minutes-ish. I was not aware that that was going to be that type, but it worked out quite well. It was quite fun. I hope you all enjoyed that one, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.